It's Christmas time. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. As we've seen this morning, Bitcoin slowly popping its head through the support trend line. So obviously alert bells are going off and saying, okay, time to pay attention. We have two massive days this week, which I think is going to influence the market quite a bit. I think volatility is going to go crazy. Either we're going to have a 75 basis points where I think the market will react pretty bad. Ultimately, probably just do what it's done normally. Quick dump off, go sideways for a while, and then slow recovery, possibly. Or we have a 50 basis points and the market's absolutely rip and go to the next level. But these 2 days for me, considering where Bitcoin's sitting at right now, we're waiting for a relief rally. We're waiting for some sort of relief. Is that the bottom? Are we going lower? The stock on the weekly's at the bottom. The stock RSI monthly is at the bottom. I went through that chart with you guys. It's incredible to see. The previous, like, is this all controlled? Is it all a system? Because it's been doing the same thing to the same times for the last 10 years. And are we going to have a repetition of that? And I think this week is what's going to set us for the end of the year to show, are we having a relief rally within? Are we finally going to get past these levels with Bitcoin? It keeps getting to the levels of the 17.5, getting rejection. We are on support right now. We popped our head through the bottom of it. We've then held it, and we know how crucial this 50 MA is over here. And then what we have is we got the poor stock market, which has been doing pretty good this year, but ultimately having a pullback recently, and now did hit one line of support. We have another big line of support after that, and we have another big one after that. And obviously, if the stock market loses these levels and Bitcoin loses that 16.5, the lower ranges, maybe even the capitulations do become an option today. So I'm going to go through altcoins, go through these charts with you guys, and let's go through. We're going to use Mondays to always go through the macro scale, and then we will zoom in. Short-term trading kind of sucks right now because the altcoins are just getting sucked completely from dominance. Dominance is just going up and up and up. And even though we're not getting much drop off in Bitcoin, it's just sucking from the altcoins right now. And we get into the box, like the area where we said we could get rejection from that as well. So guys, massive show. Josh, hit the button. Let's get into it. Let's do it.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
Crypto Banter fam, hope you're having a great day. Remember to be following on Twitter. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel to join the family. We actually finished up another live sniper school session this morning. It's the last one with our first set of students. It's been absolutely incredible, guys. I love doing the shows. The problem is with the shows is I have not been able to give you the foundation. I've been teaching for a long time throughout all the shows, but it's never been structured, and you've never been able to use it like properly to always protect yourself. You're watching YouTubers, you're watching guys trying to do it for you in front of their eyes every day, but ultimately you have a different story than anyone else, and you need the foundation, and the school is going to give it to you guys. So remember, if you do want to be part of the school, be part of any of the exclusive things that the channel offers, it does work with exchange signups, guys. If you use our sign up links below, it gets you into the school. We bring a free school to you guys. We bring a lot of free things. And if you use our Bitget or our BYBIT accounts, Bitget, BYBIT, Binance, and OKX, if you use those and you sign up with those exchanges, doesn't cost you anything, but it gets you into our Discord. It gets you into our school. And that's how we're able to fund everything and make sure that We are all on the right page. So, guys, how are we feeling? Pop in the comments. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Being quite a boring weekend and quite annoying one for altcoins. Altcoins just like slowly dropping off. Some have held pretty good. Some have gotten sucked, pretty dry throughout the stage. Like I saw Cardano was looking a little bit sad. Definitely, not looking fantastic right now. Actually making a lower low, if not a double bottom. But not too much crazy damage was done on the weekend. But now, again, we are sitting at the levels of Bitcoin where it is crunch time. We are technically forming a bearish pattern, and it's something we do need to identify and understand that this wedge to the upside is slightly bearish, yes. But ultimately, we're also looking at, not ignoring all of the damage that's been done in a while, not ignoring that the very high time frame indicators are giving us indication we're in the bottom phase, and it's time not to sleep because we know the market will wake up at some point. We need a catalyst, and ultimately we need a crypto catalyst to catch up to the stock market, because that's the main one we're following at this stage. And the stock market's had a recent little pull off, and obviously the crypto market's following itself. But this is the way I'm seeing it, guys. The way I'm seeing it is we do have this sort of bearish pattern forming. And ultimately, I'm probably looking at around 3 to 4 steps to make the next decision to know we going to capitulate. I still gave that big, not prediction, but that area of mine of where I think the market would go on capitulation, and that was the $10,000-$12,000 Bitcoin. It was the $800 ETH. It was a $6 Solana. Like these things can still stay. The only thing that makes price go there, in my opinion, is a 10-20% stock market correction. We obviously didn't have the greatest news on Friday, and that's why markets been sort of boring and slightly to the downside over the weekend. But I think tomorrow everything can change. Either it can change extremely bullish, or shit's about to go down because stock market's coming down hard, and it's going to be quite interesting to see what the crypto market's done. So my 4 steps and the way it sort of works is, one step is giving me a little bit of concern right now, and that is that we are dropping trend. We haven't dropped it yet. If we close above, we are still in, but we popped through. And that's something I want to pay attention to. There is 50 minutes left over here on the 12-hour. And if we close below this trend, slightly concerning, because now it's my first little check. Remember, to trade this market correctly, give yourself a checklist every day. Whenever you want to long or short the market, you give yourself 4 different indicators or 4 different tools that you use to make a big decision, because it is a big decision, to protect yourself against USDT or anything like that throughout these times. You have to be pretty certain that the price is going to come down quite a bit. And ultimately, this is the first checkpoint. The second checkpoint is that moving average. We had the cross of the 50 and the 20 a few days ago, and so far we're still respecting that. And that's basically setting the level at around 16.7, 16.8. And remember, this slightly goes up every day. So the longer we take, the more that line starts to go up, and it's important that we do hold this line. We know many times with this moving average, as long as we've held it, we've had pretty good runs to the upside, and we want to keep that. So that is the next line of support. Thirdly, what we have is we got this horizontal support. This previous high over here, a level we managed to break through, a level we managed to reclaim a higher high for the first time, and ultimately a level we want to hold. If we test, sure, that's okay. But let me sort of paint the picture here if we do. Now, if we do decide to lose this level, we come down this areas, we decide to push our way up. Firstly, what we could create is the first lower low, not good. Secondly, it would come back and test this as a resistance. And for me, if that does happen, I do think it is time to just be on protection again and possibly go quite a bit into Bitcoin and de-risk, because this chart wise, this is pattern wise, this is a bearish pattern. It is a definite bearish pattern. It can change. The only way that it can change is, you basically got 2 ways this plays out. Either this is an uprising wedge and this breaks test and has another leg to the lower range. Maybe all that it does is just come test here again. Maybe it does go to the 14K. We do stand in those. But ultimately, we got the basic bearish pattern. Then we got the bullish pattern. And the bullish pattern's the upside down bar. It's basically the segment of where price comes down, goes sideways, 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 and we basically fill up just as quick as we came down in this area over here. We've seen it many times. We've seen bars to the upside, and we've seen many times bars to the downside. And ultimately, these are basically the 2 patterns that you are trying to identify and trying to sort of figure out. Now, to make a huge decision, for me, it's quite simple. I still don't believe that we get out You know, especially when we have these large indicators. You know, I went through this with you guys, and I'll go literally 20 seconds on it again. The monthly has only been, it's been 3 times here before. It's dragged at the bottom the same amount of times every time. And ultimately, if you look at the actual chart of when this happened, you'd basically see how every time we came out of the zone, price started to make its way up again. You could see over there, and you could see it exactly in this area. I'll zoom in. Let's actually bring the log chart out. You'll see it a lot more with the log. There we go. There's the perfect examples over there. So as soon as we exited out of this, it was 395 days. We started off some sort of greenness. It wasn't to break all-time highs yet or crazy levels just yet, but it was some growth to the upside. Oh, amazing. We got boxes. It was growth to the upside after that. And you could see this one over here as well. As soon as we exited those levels, we ended up getting growth. And now it looks like the same damn pattern again. It literally does. It's crazy. You know, what this basically just means, guys, is yes, we're zooming in and stuff like that. But if it does play out like this, you know, it's just showing you again how getting weakened and faked out at this time is probably one of the worst things, you know, that could happen. And ultimately, it's saying by the end of this month, we should start popping this RSI back to the upside. And from this line over here, from January 1st, we should start a little growth. Now, as I said last week, the first time it did 200 and something percent until it had a pullback. After that break, the second time it did 280%. And ultimately, if it had to do that again, it would probably make its way to around 40K from here. Then what happens is we then go through the dry season, the extremely dry season where it goes really boring. And you remember we spoke about depression and all these sort of things. And basically, if this had to repeat, which I'm keeping it there in case it does, because if it does and people get it, like it's truly gonna do amazing things. But if it makes its way there, drip dry for a while, and basically every time that we've popped out of the RSI on the monthly, it's taken equivalent to around 580 days until we broke all-time high. So if you see all-time high over here, that's when it broke 580 days, and it was similar in this time over here as well. 580 days until we broke all-time high, which was this area over here. Boom, broke all-time high. There we go. Sorry, my lines are extremely skewed. But basically there, boom, broke all-time high in that area over there. So it basically indicated the last 2 times we saw this. And you know, this works with halving, Bitcoin halving, all the sort of fundamentals, you know, same sort of things. But it is crazy. It is crazy to see that the numbers were exactly the same. And this basic sort of view is indicating by 2024, end of 2024, is when we break all-time high. You know, if we just had to work off this basic, simple scenario. But before that, the main thing that I'm just focused on is this area of understanding. Remember, guys, it's always going to be really hard at these lows. I'm pretty sure the guys that were here in the 2018, I'm pretty sure it was so hard to get into the market here. And even the 2014 times, I'm pretty sure it was so like dead and depressed and terrible. I'm pretty sure it's been exactly the same. But ultimately, if this does play out, guys, you know, we possibly looking at losing interest in the industry. It's probably the best time to be interested. And that's just a simple chart and a simple understanding. So for me, we are bearish patterns on shorter time frames. Possibly, yes, this could be an uprise wedge. But for me, I'm still remaining at the main indication of getting this flip and breakout, because I know this breakout will make everything worth it, all of it worth it. So I have the 3 steps, guys. I have firstly, the 4th step is the RSI. So RSI is slightly concerning when it comes to the daily on Bitcoin. So we got the critical levels. Let's just get my stochastic RSI up here. There we go. We got the critical levels of where we need to hold, and obviously the MA, but ultimately we also have a very high RSI. So again, indicating that time's running out, like Bitcoin's got to go higher first before we have a pullback. If we have a pullback now, it's not good. We're probably pretty much guaranteed if we lose this trend and lose that support, we go into lower range, if not to the capitulation lows. So it's so important that Bitcoin makes its way up. Now, Bitcoin could make its way to the higher levels, then have your damn pullback. No problem. You know, get this up there, get the RSIs down, and then we restart the actual thing. So for bulls, this is still, you know, this is bears sitting there. Maybe we're going to have that last ride. You know what I mean? And for bulls, this is incredibly critical that we do hold these specific levels. Now, let's quickly look at before I continue in the shorter time frames, is the stock market. Very important to understand where we're at over here. One thing we do have that's a positive is we do have the RSI reset on the daily. So it's showing that we are pulling down, and yes, possibly more downside, which I'll go through now. But ultimately, we can look at a nice little relief bounce or something at some point because we are getting oversold. And the main way that you pick this up is you also look at the critical levels of where are the supports, as well as all the different support levels. And it's showing that we did technically bounce on one support this morning, which was this area over here. And what would indicate that it was a bounce, or that was the area, is us obviously breaking this trend. We got a few touches here, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on this trend. So stock market and things go good. Now the big news events are tomorrow and Wednesday. That's it. Like these are the big days, and ultimately, I think it is gonna. Let's think about it. The last time we've had these big days, what do? They usually send the price in a different direction before it goes in the actual direction. True, right? The last 2 times, dump off, dump off, dump off, and market ended up recovering after that. And then we saw the time also a month and a half ago where markets pumped into it and then got completely dropped off after that. So it's quite interesting to see tomorrow. Just be very careful with short-term trades for the next 2 days until we have clear direction. Because like I said, guys, if Bitcoin breaks the levels now and breaks that 17.5, 18, like there's a range. And it means that we'll move in a certain direction for a certain while. So there's a lot of time for trades and to make money and stuff. Just be very careful. But this trend line will be that indication for me. We've got to get back above the 50 moving average. We've got to make our way up. If we don't hold this and things go really bad tomorrow, we're looking at one level of up to 3 to 4% down. And then we're looking at another level, which is up to 7 to 8% down after that. So it's quite crazy to see the different levels that we can make our way to after that. Now, one thing that I am paying attention to is obviously the altcoins, because I still know how important this chart is, where this huge gap is, of the previous supports. And ultimately, I'm keeping eye over here. And what's happened here on the shorter time frame? Yes, bleeding, but let's be honest, Bitcoin was bleeding more for a while. ETH still way above lows, Bitcoin new lower low. Like this has been happening for a while. And ultimately, we did get the higher high on the altcoins. This is excluding Bitcoin and ETH. And what it's done now is coming down to the 618s. And, I'm just giving you that little bit of feeling with altcoins that they may be bleeding the last few days. But if Bitcoin can still respect that 16.7, and we do have good news tomorrow, we've got the stock market that breaks to the upside and these sort of things, the altcoins are still having a slightly healthy retracement right now, and not a super concerning one. Unless Bitcoin breaks those levels, then it's quite simple. I'm going into Bitcoin. I'm not getting out of the market. I can't. I can't go into a coin that's been going up for so long. I'm protecting myself into Bitcoin. And then I'm actually lying. The token that I'm going into is Ethereum. Definitely. Guys, look how it's just holding and holding and holding against Bitcoin here. This thing is just hugging this trend line as we speak. I was looking at that and I was like, wow, okay. And then looking at the ETH dominance, just hugging, getting ready. Ethereum is looking hot right now. And not only the sense of it's just holding when the market's doing shitty right now. And it's just, it really looks strong. I seriously think ETH and Bitcoin big, but I think ETH is going to really blow minds. I really think it is. On those time frames. So for me, guys, the way I'm looking at it, short time frame, as I said, the 16.7, you got the horizontal supports, but for me, mainly this trend. Let's hold this trend today. If we do lose it, guys, we are making the decision in the next 2-3 days, because price will lose, will retest, and ultimately we can have the exit strategy and protect ourselves. And it just means we're going down to lower ranges again, something we have seen for a while. But ultimately, if we still hold this, still higher low, and we break that level, we can still make our way up 18, 8. We may even go to 21. Like, it's quite crazy. That monthly chart, I'm not messing with it. And I do agree with it. Now, altcoins that are looking pretty good. Okay, they are getting pulled, but Solana looking good. I'm actually 40% convinced this may be the bottom for Solana, maybe. And this is incredibly huge capitulation, but for me, basic bottom. And right now it's testing 618. So that's looking pretty good. You do have the trend as a backup, but Solana, looks holding pretty well. As I said, Cardano is getting destroyed. And if we do lose those levels, I think Cardano does go to 20 cents. So if you're Cardano lover and you want a dollar cost, possibly wait for more for lower targets unless we do break this trend. Everything's by trends right now. It's at such a critical level. Let's actually go through all of them. Look at ETH. ETH's forming actually a bullish pattern as we speak, more than a bearish pattern as in Bitcoin. But ETH is looking pretty good, holding its 50 MA pretty strong. So it's a pretty basic chart this to understand. 1200 is support. Below that, is basically a 10 to 15% low in that range. But for me, look at ETH. Pay attention here because it breaks the top. Look how huge the gap is to the next one. 1.5, 1.8 comes pretty fast for ETH if the markets turn. But let's actually go through a few here and go see. So BNB, let's take the fib. It did have, I think we're going lower lows. To be honest, me too. I do, but I'm also like, I just feel it's one of the biggest traps ever being formed right now. It kind of feels like Bitcoin's 60K and we saying it's going, you remember when Bitcoin was 60,000? We saying, no, it's going to go higher. We're going to go higher. Like, I kind of feel it's the exact same thing. Yeah, it went slightly higher or something like that, but we ended up in the complete wrong boat. And it's the same thing here. The markets are down 78%. No, we're going lower, we're going lower, we're going lower. Like, I don't know. I just feel there's a trap. So I'm paying attention to both. I know how destructive it can be if it does happen. But I'm paying attention to both. So ultimately, 618 for BNB is 277. Now, the reason why I'm giving you 618 levels is because if tomorrow, before the news, the market starts to dump, it may go to these critical levels, and it may be little dollar cost, non-leverage, spot dollar costing little areas. Because if the market does pre-jump it and it dumps first, we've seen that many times before, where it just dumps early like that and it ends up doing something complete. It's so bad how manipulated it actually is. But it may actually get us the entries that we want. And if things turn bullish after that, you end up getting incredibly good entries. So use the fibs from bottom to the top to get 618s and 78s. And there might be dipping toe areas. And then adding on break of trends. Break of trends are struggling right now because of the fake outs, because of the volume. They're not holding. They break trend, they're not holding. So ultimately, we got to shift the strategy a little bit more to using support and resistance and Fibonacci levels to get our buys and use these as add-ons until trends are super strong again and we have volume that are breaking them. We got to slightly adjust the tools. So I think these 618 levels are critical. Look at AVAX. For me, again, I take the 618 and where it is, it hits it perfectly as we speak now, and there is slightly lower. But for me, AVAX, I have dollar costed in. Just very high time frame view of it. I have. And all that I'm showing you here, even with MATIC, 618. But damage is not done yet. Like we haven't broken all the crazy levels. We haven't done anything. But if things go bad tomorrow, yes, we could possibly, and then we're going to make the decision. But if it goes good, market's going to rip and rip. If we get a 50% tomorrow, market's going to pump. It's going to absolutely rip. And I'm pretty sure this dominance is going to come down to. This dominance will reject as well soon because those higher time frame RSIs just going up, just going up, just going up throughout these stages. And then guess what happens, guys? If we pump and we're at 19, 20K, guess what? Next week, I'm back at 3,000 live. I'm back at double my views again. I'm back at you guys are smart for being here. And then I just want to keep reminding you that. Chainlink, I'm wearing it today. I bought it. I bought more of it. 618. I spoke about 618 last week. 618. So there's two views. If Bitcoin only drops a level, I consider de-risking and going to Bitcoin. But until then, I'm looking at what is testing these critical levels and I'm loading up. Shorter time frame sucks right now. And I've had 2 stoppages the last week and I'm just like, whoa, I'm waiting. But for my swing and my spots and all of these sort of things, guys, think about it. From last week, Chainlink's 15% cheaper. Okay, if markets turn bullish tomorrow, what? We're going to sit and say, oh, and it was 15% cheaper a day ago. You know what I mean? Pay attention to these things. We have not broken the key levels yet. Be aware of it and prep for it. But ultimately, Chainlink's 15% cheaper than last week. You take that how you want. DogeCoin, I saw started pulling back pretty strong. And if I look back here, 618, boom. 618 and testing trend right now. Dogecoin is sitting 21% cheaper than last week. Elon is still destroying it at Twitter. He's still a mad Doge lover, and Doge is 20% off last week. How do you take it? Your choice. Yes, it could go cheaper if market capitulate. I agree, and I'm prepped for that too. But ultimately, markets turn bullish tomorrow. You're in a great area. Dot looking pretty weak. These were the trades. This is the trade I got stopped on Dot. Looking weak, actually making a lower low. So this one, bit more time, just waiting. I do have a $4.20 mark for Dot, but for now, just waiting it through. AZERO, I see a lot of people speak about AZERO, and it's also actually looking pretty good. Not too bad as we speak. It does look like it wants to possibly break quite a long trend, which it has. It broke and it retests. So keep eye on AZERO. I heard it's really good. Arweave. Whoo! I know Run's been going crazy with Arweave. I can't believe he beat me in ping pong. I usually destroy him, and then I had a little bit of stage fright or something. Yeah, same level we've hit many times on Arweave. $8 Arweave, guys. $8 Arweave. All that I'm saying is I cannot allow myself to get trapped. I really can't. I can't allow myself. It's basically turning bullish at 60K. That's what it is. It's turning bullish at $60,000 last year. Bear or not, I'm always here, Sheldon. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Guys, there's a certain amount of people that just have never left. And I'm proud. If we can have 10, 20,000 millionaires in the next 2 years, my job's done. I'm happy. It's not about, I had 200,000 views on my shows last year, on some of them per day. And the thing is, they just quit. And I think that was a huge thing, again, for me to bring up shortly. Like, I love, especially the people that's been staying here throughout this journey. I love you guys to bits, and I truly believe you're going to change your lives. Reason being is I'm here. But to the rest of people that just quit, if you're going to quit now, you're going to quit. Like, I don't feel bad for you. I'm sorry, I don't. We've all made ups and downs in these journeys, but stop damn quitting. The rich guys keep taking all of your damn money. You keep quitting. Stop quitting. Please. Thorchain, guys. If we look at RUNE, looking pretty good as well. This one's not cheap enough now, but it looks like Thorchain. I've heard there's a lot of fundamental and volume coming in. Like Thorchain, keep eyes on, because I think when it finally gets past these levels, I still think you've got to have Thorchain in your bags. Definitely. There is levels of $1 again for lower points of views, but definitely keep eye. THETA, lower low. Quite surprised. So I still had a trade open here, and I've slightly de-risked now. Didn't get stopped out. And I actually get on school. But it is crazy that it's making lower lows. There is an area of 70 something, but I'm interested if I can get it cheaper. But yeah, it's quite interesting that it's not moving just yet, and that the dominance is just continuously sucking. I saw XRP. Like I said, haven't stopped on this one yet. Slowly de-risked on the last trades. I'm just waiting for this trend. I still think XRP is also going to have a strong rally up. Fantom's cooling down. Keep aware, guys, of this one. I see I'm still on the stupid log chart here. Here we go. Fantom, guys. Fantom. This one is going to make you, when you time this one right, it's going to make you a shit ton of money. I'm telling you, it's going to make you a lot of money. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. And this breaks. This one's going to be huge. The first one's already 100%, just the first test on the high time frame. But I think Fantom at some point go back to these levels. And, you make it 5, 6x your money. You're going to make some big cash. So keep eye on Fantom. With Andre back, I have faith in it again. Sleeping giant. I agree. Definitely Fantom. Guys, take your shit coins, whatever it is that's not doing anything, and just turn them into the ones that are looking, Chainlink Fantom, turn them into those now. Any crappy coins, reduce your portfolio to 10 tokens now. You can expand again later. Just reduce it for now. And then we can get back into all the crazy shit later, even near back at 1.6. Any of those. Guys, I am giving away. Remember, if you have $250 or more in our BYBIT link, I'm going to give away one of these boxes, which you guys can decide. I'm not going to do a Twitter poll. We do it too many times. And then I'm going to go through some altcoins for you guys. So start popping in what altcoins you want, and pop in what box I should choose. Remember, we're giving away every day. So I'm going to select a box. Well, you guys will select a box for me. And then if you have a BYBIT account with more than $250, then you win. Very simple. We give you goals. Give me altcoins, guys. I will chart them for you. ZIL. So ZIL 2. Sleeping giant, in my opinion. Higher risk, a smaller party portfolio. But ZIL, I believe, ZIL was a crazy one for me just because of what it did also in the last bull run. But look at this. Look at this. Crazy support areas here. Woo! Crazy, 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 crazy. I think it's something like a 15 to 20x back to the top. So keep eye on this. You don't need to rush for the buys at the bottoms, but ultimately do have crazy good trends that you can catch these things out pretty good. I'll go through them now. What's up, bro? What's up? What's up? What's up? Which box, guys? See tons of coins. I need a box. I need a box. I need a box. Which box? Give me a box, and then I'll do your school. Not the school, your coins. Give me a box. Give me a box. Give me a box, please. Gala. I see people are talking about Gala. We'll talk about Gala in a second. ApeCoin. We'll talk about EOS. EOS. Actually, interesting you brought that up. Number 3. So let's do this quick, and then I'll do some altcoins for you guys. Okay, so you don't win $500. Okay. 2, you don't win $50. Okay. And number 3, the winner gets $1,000. Don't tell RUNE he's going to be upset because we were giving away all of the Christmas money already. $1,000 to the winner. The winner, I will choose over here. Let's get that in. Let's get the winner, and then I'll do some coins for you guys. I'll do them for you now. Choose someone off the last. What do you mean off the last? I'm just going to randomize it to this one. This one here. 859 264 77811. 264 77811. You have one. Tomorrow I'm actually going to choose from the comments. Ali. Okay. Let's get into the rest. THETA went through. Yeah, congratulations, guys. Axie. So Axie is quite interesting because it's been getting like these random little pumps. Like I saw, it's actually crazy. You know, I saw it go up like 40% the other day. And then you go to the weekly, you're like, oh, that's cute, man. Very cute. Yeah, it's at crazy levels. You know, if you look at Axie, I just hope they've improved their game. I think they worked. They were first of the concept, and that's why it succeeded so well. But it is crazy. You know, look where it is. Last line of supports here is slightly more around $5. But this is crazy. And if you want to have a little bit of idea of not being bullish of where it was, but if it does go to 618, you know, it is a 12x over slow recovery. This will obviously take time. Slow growth, slow way back up to the level, slow growth, slow growth, slow growth, slow growth. Maybe even longer, we'll see. But ultimately, a long time frame looks pretty good. Let's go through the rest. Flow. Wow, I haven't seen float for a while. Flow, USDT. Let's have a look at flow. Crazy. So I see last time I did have a trend here, and it just basically meant that the heavy downside is sort of done for a while. Maybe a little bit lower, but ultimately it is accumulating now. It's not looking good, not looking good. I don't know if I'd get out if I was buying it for that high, but don't be surprised if it does go down another 30%, you know, especially if alts lose that level. But it's cheap. If you believe in flow, like dollar costing makes sense. There's just no more data. This is quite a ugly chart, to be honest. Quite not a great 40% drop again. I know. Yeah, it's a sad truth, especially when we don't have data anymore and these prices haven't been there before. Yeah, disgusting chart. I agree. Not a nice chart. Not a nice chart at all. Litecoin, interesting. I went through Litecoin. I think Litecoin looks good. Vulcan Forge. What is Vulcan Forge's ticker again? I did have it here. Just pop me the ticker. Let's go through Aave. So Aave was here. Aave. So I really like that, even though like the heavy dropness, it may return at some point, but we are getting like out of this heavy dropness phase. And ultimately, look here, like it's showing a bit more time, you know, from January. It's actually crazy lining up with our Jan thesis. But ultimately, these trends are great. Like we're slowing down. It's not this like heaviness anymore. Remember these heavy drops, these craziness. So it's slowing down. It's an accumulation, you know, guys accumulating over time. Every time drops to certain levels, they're loading up more. So this trend will give you the indication on where to really ape in For now, it's just dollar costing. Makes sense. PYR, that one. So there's two, Vulcan Forge and Gala Games for the gaming industry for me. Vulcan Forge, Gala Games. These two for me are great. This one's actually nice because it's doing an exact range. Same bottoms, exactly same tops. Look at that. That's great. That's great. That's great. So you buy bottoms, you buy supports, you sell tops if you're a trader. Otherwise, you add on more if we break that area. Then we got a test up there. So this is great. It's really nice when you have a chart that's making same bottoms every time. Look at that. So it's great. And basically, you want to look at recovery or areas that we can get to in the next. Now, I would say about 2024 is when we see these crazy gains on all the entries you're taking now. I really do. But ultimately, what are those levels? The first one is a 61, 145, and a 400%. It's not even going to anywhere of the crazier levels. So Vulcan Forge, for me, these two are the biggest opportunities in the gaming space. Vulcan Forge and Gala Games, even Gala, completely wrecked, destroyed, but still building, still fighting all these days. Look at that. Incredible. And you look about where this goes in the future to these levels. Remember, guys, this once upon a time was the Bitcoin chart, where this was 17,000 and this was 3,000. That's what the Bitcoin chart did. And then what happened? Went whoa, way beyond where we've been there. But ultimately, if you look at levels here, just back to these crucial levels, 600. But yeah, it's huge. This one, opportunity wise, it's very high risk, use profits and dollar cost. But I think you're gonna make a ton of money with Gala Games and PY Vulcan Forge. And like I said, I still have my three big picks. My three big picks, and it's Mama Sniper's picks as well, is Nakamoto Games, PBX, and Scallop. PBX had a pump, 100% pump yesterday, I think it was. It was actually really good. Those are still my top small caps with these two as well. They do look pretty good. Let's go into Doge. I spoke about, guys. What else? Gala. I agree. Gala. I'm telling you, these. And to be honest, like even though we like MATIC and we like all these other tokens, it's pretty true that these small caps are the ones that really make you a lot of money when you get them at the right time. Just the other ones, 5x, 10x, get you nice levels. Some of these bad boys 100x, and they do like crazy things. DYDX. I haven't spoke about this in a while. I still have all that spot that I bought of it then, and it's obviously crazy. Dexes, guys, they got to. Dexes make sense that they're going to moon at some point with the centralized exchanges and the non-trust. I see Run's doing a show today on Can We Trust Binance? Run, don't tell me, bro. We need Binance, bro. What are you telling us here? Like, no, whoa. The only thing that can give us capitulation is something like crazy. But he's speaking about Binance. I want to make sure that I'm watching that show. But DYDX, here we go. Cool. Look at this. This is incredible. So DEXs, definitely, guys. You got to have DEXs. I feel DEXs are going to play a role. We're tired of central exchanges. We're tired of people running our money. Like DEXs make sense. DYDX is still one of those for me. Ultimately, what it did do is it did break this while along trend. And now it's in pure accumulation. It's made the two similar highs. And ultimately making similar lows too. So it's ranging beautifully. So you buy bottom of the road, which is around about $1, $1.20, $1.30. You can sell around $3. So that's a huge range to make gains. Massive range to make gains. Think about it. If you did 3 trades here, 1, 2, 3, and you would be getting ready for your fourth, ultimately 142%, 50%, 130%. Crazy. So it's getting to the range low again. So remember, sideways markets, injective protocol. Crazy how a lot of these tokens, I haven't heard of them for a while. And I own a lot of them. Ooh, crazy where this is too. That's wild. Let's put this on the daily. The wicks are a bit mad, so I'm going to go with the closing. Oh, wow. So this is definitely sideways accumulation. You can see it. You can see the lows, how we're making same lows here, same lows, and ultimately the same thing. Guys, this is what you want to see out of a market. It slows down. It slows down and it goes sideways and it ranges and it ranges. You can't tell me with a lot of the charts you've seen now, you're not seeing this crazy drop anymore. You're seeing ranging, which is different. And you need to stop in the old mindset, stop it. Be present and be with what the market's giving you now. You're gonna fall asleep. You're gonna fall behind. And like I said, it could be a huge trap at any point. We're bullish when Bitcoin is 60K. That's the way I see it. So injective, same thing. If you had to range trade this, you'd make a lot. It's at the bottom range again now. First time 120. So you could be possibly on a good 100% trade here, buying on the lows here. Long term, I'm just DCAing as we spoke previously. Is Looks still alive? I haven't paid any attention to any NFT spaces. I really haven't. Is Looks still alive? Let's have a look. What is the chart? I'm pretty sure the chart it's not going to be alive. Let's see. Just not there. Getting rejected on trends. Patience with this one, guys. I don't know. It doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. RUNE, I spoke about. Got me ApeCoin. Let's speak about Ape. Go through Ape. See what ApeCoin is telling us. Okay, so this one's nice. Like the trend is nice because it's many touches. 2, 3, 5. So a bit more patience with Ape. I'm not going to pay attention. I'm probably delete it off here for now. We want it here, and then we'll get in strong. But Ape, we know. I think Ape goes back to $20, $30, if not $50, $100 at later points. I really do think it does well. Guys, have a fantastic day. Much love, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Remember what I said. Stop quitting for those who want to quit. For those who are, I'm so proud of you for being all the time since day one. Quitters, stop. Anyway, love you lots. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love, Banter fan.